Hey, welcome back, YouTube, to another training segment all about objections. Regardless of what you sell, I promise you, you will face this objection inside of your sales business. Whether it's door-to-door sales, B2B sales, B2C sales, direct sales, network marketing, real estate sales, insurance sales, maybe you're in remote, high-ticket sales, you will probably end up on a daily basis, okay? And if you probably don't hear this on a daily basis, you're probably not selling enough. You will hear this on a daily basis. I just don't have the money. No money objection. You will hear a money objection inside of your business. Now, I want you guys to understand this. Before you get objections like this, like I don't have the money, I need to think about it, I'm not interested. Before you handle something like this, you're still in customer service mode. I want you guys to understand this. You are still not a salesperson, a closer, whatever you want to call yourself around your peers when you're inside of your sales gig. Oh yeah, I'm a world-class salesman, I'm a world-class closer, I'm a closer for this door-to-door company. No, majority of people, over 50% of sales reps are order takers. That means until you deal with a no 3 to 4 times on a sales call, you're still in customer service mode. You get paid customers. Actually, you know what? You're a tour guide. Most people are tour guides of their product, their service, their organization, or their company. They just show people around. And what do tour guides make? $13, $15, $20 an hour maximum. They show people, hey, by the way, this is my product, so do you want to buy today? No, thank you. We're just shopping around. Okay, well, what's your email? Let's stay in contact. You're a freaking tour guide. Until you learn how to deal with an objection, maybe even the same objection, 3 different times, which we're gonna talk about in this video, you will get paid tour guide money inside of sales. Then you got amateurs, because beginners, they either attempt 0 to 1 time, or they just wing it. They're like world-class wingers. Amateurs attempt once, pros attempt twice. World-class sales individuals will go in for an attempt at a minimum of 3 times on 1 conversation. Because I promise you one thing, fortune is not in the follow-up. Fortune is in the first close. Fortune, write this down, fortune is in the amount of attempts that you do on the first conversation with a prospect. And until then fortune's in the follow-up. Because when most people say, well, fortune's in the follow-up, well, what you're doing is you're programming yourself to quit on the first call. When somebody tells you, no, thank you, I'm not interested, or I don't have the money to do something like this, since you're saying to yourself, fortune's in the follow-up, you're like, all right, let's just book another call, and you quit. When you've programmed, because I've been hearing this since I've been sales training 15 years ago, fortune's in the follow-up. I'm like, you're actually killing a sales rep. Like, why has nobody ever said, hey, by the way, fortune's the amount of attempts that you do on the first call to get the truth about the objection. Fortune's in the amount of attempts that you do on the first call. And if you can't close, then fortune's in the follow-up, and then you go into follow-up. But I'm programming myself first that fortune's the amount of attempts. So the question becomes this: how do we deal with the no money objection? And by the way, not just once, we're getting to a more advanced level here in this video. How do we deal with this objection 3 different times? Like, imagine there's an onion and we had to peel back the layer of this onion 3 different times. How do we deal with the no money objection 3 different times? Well, I'm gonna show you guys in this video. And I want you to know, number 1, before we talk about the word tracks on how to deal with this objection and the phrases and the framework, I want you to know, number 1, write this down. They never said no to you. Number 1, they just said, oh, I don't have the money, I have no money. They never said, no, I'm not buying your product. How do you quit? They just said, I have no money. I get paid next Friday. By the way, did they ever say this? Wells Fargo doesn't have the money? Did they ever say this? My business partner doesn't have the money. My significant other doesn't have the money. Like, why did you already quit? How do you quit when they said, I am not buying from you today? They never said that to you. They never actually said no. They didn't say Wells Fargo doesn't have the money. They didn't say the bank doesn't have the money. They didn't say the credit card company doesn't have the money. They didn't say, well, I have a family member that can maybe support me. They just said, I don't have the money. There is no money. Step number 1, okay? Step number 2, you never fuel the first objection that you get. Never fuel it. Like, they're trying to spark something about money. It may not be money, but what amateur sales reps do is this: the moment they hear the objection, well, I just don't have the money, they're like, okay, well, what can we do to raise the capital? It's not the first thing you do. It might not be the truth. So we don't take gasoline and we don't pour it on something that might not be the truth. It might be something else. So the first step is never fuel the initial objection that they have. The third thing that I want you to realize is that money is in the conversation. The goal of an objection is stay inside the pocket. Stay inside the conversation. Remember this: great salespeople, they think they got the heart of a lion, but they sell like a lamb. Let me say that one more time. Great salespeople, they got the heart of a lion, but they sell like a lamb. Yeah, don't even worry about it. Because you could stay in a cage with a lamb, but you can't stay in a cage with a lion. You can't be like, well, of course, that's exactly why, you're doing business with us, because you need to make more money, don't you? That's what a lion does. That's not what a world-class sales professional does. Now you're fighting fire with fire. They're saying, I don't have the money. You don't start battling them out the door. Well, of course, that would be stupid for you not to buy. That's exactly what we're doing, is we're making you more money, isn't it? We don't do that. We think like the lion. We're hunted all day like the lion, but the moment we're in a conversation with our prospects, we're lamb-like. The job is not to be better than them. The job is to better your prospect towards the end of the conversation. And we only do that by staying in the conversation. Great world-class salespeople are great conversationalists. Let me say that again. World-class salespeople are great conversationalists. So let's get right into it. When somebody says, I don't have the money, let's go for framework number one. Framework number one, and I want you to write this down. Framework number one is the bare, BNT, bare naked truth about the objection. Write this down, BNT, get to the bare naked truth. So when somebody tells me, I just don't have money to do something like this, again, I'm a lamb. I knew even if they got paid, watch this, even if they got paid on Friday and they're still not certain about your product, they'll go spend money on tequila or at the club and they won't spend it on your product. So you think you're dealing with a money objection, but if they're not certain and they're not sold, they will get paid eventually. Let's say you sell a product for $1,000. Towards the end of the month, they're gonna get $1,000. So even when they get the $1,000 and they're not sold on your product, they don't have to buy from you. So step number one, it might not be money. I'm in lamb mode. Yeah, don't even worry about it. Hey, by the way, Sarah, and you guys might wanna stop this video and play this back after I'm done this one. Hey, Sarah, completely understand. We'll figure out ways to raise the capital. Don't even worry about it. See, I'm the lamb. I don't have the money. Don't even worry about it. We'll figure out ways in the next couple weeks, to raise the capital. That's fine. Because what a prospect expects you to do is be the lion. Well, that's exactly why. See what I did? Yeah, don't even worry about it. We'll figure out ways to raise the capital. It's nonchalant. I'm a lamb. Yeah, don't even worry. I'm staying in the conversation. We'll figure out ways to raise the capital. Even when I could, show you some ways to raise the capital in the next couple of weeks, that's fine. Let them be relaxed. Guess what happens? When they say, I don't have the money, their shoulders are up. My job is to drop the shoulders. Yeah, don't worry. We'll figure out a way, to raise the capital over the next couple of weeks. Oh, next couple of weeks. That means I can leave the conversation here over the next couple of weeks. Yeah, don't even worry about it. We can figure out ways. I don't have the money. Look, shoulders are up. Yeah, don't even worry about it. One shoulder's down. Don't even worry about it. We can figure out ways to raise the capital over the next couple of weeks. Ooh, next shoulder's down. Boom, shoulders up, drop the shoulders. Yeah, don't even worry about it. We can figure out ways to raise the capital in the next couple of weeks. By the way, in the meantime of, us figuring out ways to raise the capital, even when you do raise the capital for a certain project like this, or our organization, our service, or our product, if you're still a little bit uncertain, let's say in the next 3 to 6 weeks, see, what I'm saying is I'm giving you the exit, right? And by me giving you the exit, I can relax you to have a true conversation. I can get to the bare naked truth. Hey, by the way, don't even worry about it, right? Because I'm giving you the exit. Step one, I'm giving you the exit. By me giving you the exit, I could pull you back in. Hey, by the way, even when we do raise the capital over the next few weeks, let me ask you a quick question. But even if you were still a little bit skeptical in the next 3 weeks, I still wouldn't say partner up with us and invest in us. So what can I send you over the next few weeks as you do find ways to raise the capital? That way, whenever you do raise the capital in the next 3 to 6 weeks, you're certain that this is the right program, product, offer, or service for you. Were you still a little bit skeptical, a little bit about how the product actually works? Number one, were you still a little bit skeptical about, that you would actually use a product based on the time frame that you have right now? Or number three, were you still a little bit skeptical about, maybe the product fitting in to your current systems inside of your business? I want to better understand so I can provide you more information as you do raise that capital.
Yeah, honestly, Daniel, 2 weeks ago, I bought a software and, that software, what happened was it wasn't easily adaptable inside of our...
It started to move. I'm starting to get the bare naked truth of the objection. Why? Because I let them leave the conversation and now I can pull them back in. And now the objection moved from, I don't have the money to, I'm scared because we did something similar 2 weeks ago and I've been burned in the past. Boom. I'm right back inside. Remember what I said? The goal is to stay in the conversation. I'm right back inside of the conversation. Why? Because I made the client, I was a lamb. I made the client leave the conversation so I could pull them back in. Watch, if I pull them back in, my job, the moment I pull them back in, I try to solve, and we could talk about this in another video, I solve that client's true and tried objection, which was fear of them being burned again, or fear of implementation, or fear of it not working. I go back in, I try to solve it, and I attempt for the close one more time, right? Let's just say I go in for the attempt, in for the close, because I said we're gonna go into this 3 different ways. So let's say number 2, I try to solve it again. I try to go back in for the close. I say, hey, you ready to get started so we can take care of XYZ problem to move forward to XYZ benefit? Yeah, but Daniel, and we'll talk about closing in another video here. Drop a comment or drop a like if you guys want me to do a video on closing. But let's say I go back in for the close again, and they're just like, well,
you know, Daniel, I just really, you know, I still, just don't have the money to do something like this.
Attempt number 2. I'll say, hey, yeah, completely understand. I mean, eventually at one point, again, like, you know, you will have the funds to invest in our product, offer, service. Let me ask you a question. This investment is $1,000. How can you justify spending $1,000 right now inside of your life? Even when you do raise the capital in order to do something like this, how can you justify making a significant investment inside of your business right now? And you know, why would you do it right now inside of a period of your life or inside a period of your business? I kind of just want to better understand, what am I doing right here? I'm trying to get the customer back on track. Number 1, now I'm using my intuition inside of objection handling. The first one, I'm getting to the bare naked truth. The second way I'm going is I'm trying to see, when I ask them the justification, I'm trying to see intuitively, does the customer actually want to solve this problem? This is called using your higher faculty inside of sales, which nobody ever talks about. Hey, by the way, Jenna, yes, hey, I understand that right now you don't have the capital. Even when we figure out ways to raise the capital in the next 3 to 6 weeks down the road, and you know, you do figure out a way to raise, you know, the $1,000 investment for our service, why can you justify investing $1,000 into our service for your business right now in this period of your life or in this period of your business? I kind of just want to better understand. If the prospect can't turn around and sell me on the fact, because the harder questions you ask, the easier it is to close. The shittier and easy questions that you ask inside of sales, the harder it becomes to close. If the prospect cannot turn around and justify and sell me on the fact as to why now they want to get started, and it's an urgent time now for them to get started, I don't go back in for the close. But usually what starts to happen, the prospect will start saying, well, like,
really need something like this because of A, B, and C. I really need something like this right now because, you know, we've been losing so much money inside of our business,
So they start selling you. What are we gonna do to raise the capital today to invest in a program like ours so we can take care of XYZ problem tomorrow? I just wanna better understand, what are we gonna do inside of your position? Just go right back in for the close. But let's just say, Daniel, yes, it's just a lot of money. I still, right? I try to go back in for the close, and we'll do a closing video. Okay, we'll do a whole closing video. As long as we get, let's say, over 100 likes, minimum of 1,000 subscribers extra on this video, and let's say 10,000 views, we'll do a closing video to wrap up on this video. Let's just say,
Daniel, I still don't have the money.
I'm going for attempt number 3, because remember what I said, fortune's in the amount of attempts. Fortune is not in the follow-ups, in the amount of attempts. And now I'm going to attempt number 3. Let me give you guys a little story. When I was 14 years old, I started off my direct sales job, my first direct sales job at the age of 14. At 14 years old, I was in direct sales. I was selling door to door. At 15, I was able to become a direct sales manager and build and grow a sales team at the age of 15 years old. There was a manager by the name of Yusuf. He said, Daniel, go out there and build a sales team. So I started recruiting kids at the time, I don't think the company exists, on my sales team. And I was able, okay, to bring in 5 to 10 new people every single week inside of my sales business and train them how to do door-to-door sales. And when they sold, I made a little commission. I had this team of guys, I trained them in the morning, 7 a.m. By 8:30 a.m. exactly, we were out on the road going to knock doors. So we're in this van, about 10 of us. And I look at everybody and we're ready to go inside of our territories. We had this map, and I look at everybody and I said, you guys ready? They'd say, for what? I said, did you guys bring your shin pads? Your shin pads, like soccer shin pads. And they're all looking at me like, what do you mean? I said, yeah, did you guys bring your shin pads? It was a service where we can, aerate their grass. And if we did that, I think we'd get higher commission. So now they're looking at me being like, shit, man, we didn't know if we performed this service on their lawn, this machine was dangerous. I'm like, none of you guys brought your shin pads? And they'd be like, no. And they're looking at me, you guys are screwed. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, listen, in this business, you need your shin pads. And I don't mean physically, but I mean mentally, because all your money is made in bruised shins. And they said, what do you mean? I said, yes. Remember what I taught you guys this morning? And you need to wear your mental shin pads inside of sales. I taught you guys this morning, when they're gonna say, no, thank you, I'm not interested, I don't do things like this, get off my lawn. I said, the fortune is in the amount of attempts. On that third attempt is all where you make your money inside of sales. All the money is made on the third and fourth attempt, I told them. And you gotta mentally wear your shin pads. They're gonna be kicking you out. You're gonna do kind of like, maybe a 20, 25 degree turn. You're gonna be like, all right, ma'am, have a great day. And I said, you're gonna put your foot back there, and they're gonna slam the door on your shins, and you're gonna say, ma'am, 1 second. You're gonna pull out your iPad, well, it's a notebook at the time, and be like, hey, 1 second, ma'am. I just wanna better understand so I don't get fired today. What's the number one reason as to why everybody was doing this, but you didn't feel actually comfortable? And I can't say because you kicked me off your lawn, my manager's gonna fire me, just so I can write down the real. 9 times out of 10, they'd be like, listen, really my husband, and I would get another objection. And I said, guys, all my money is made mentally when I go back in for that turn and it's a 3rd and 4th attempt. I said, we already got the door to answer. What a disrespect it would be that we got the door to answer, just like you guys put so much work in prospecting, we do so much work on marketing and reels, and then somebody picks up the phone and then we attempt once. It's like you might as well have not even done all the work. 90% of these homes don't answer because it's freaking 8:30 a.m. on a Friday morning. When somebody does answer, we treat it like golden. It's in the amount of attempts. So I said, you mentally gotta wear your shin pads. The third one here is the if I could statement. This is very simple. Hey, by the way, Jenna, yes, before we figure out ways to really raise this capital, let me ask you a question. If I could potentially, help you out and support you on the investment today, let's say if I knock it off 50% today, would you be willing to work with me and do me a favor too as well? Now, see how I noticed where I said, if I could, would you, before I say, oh, would you be willing to do that? No. I gotta get them to work for me now because I'm giving you a little bit. Now you gotta give me a little bit. See, I'm not saying if I could do this, would you be able to invest today? No, what I'm saying is like, if I can, potentially help you with 50% of the investment today, would you be open and willing to work with me and do a little bit for me too as well in the next 30 days? Yes. Let's say, for example, we put down 50% today, so $500 today. In the next 30 days, we actually get you your $1,000 back by doing the business and implementing the systems. If I do in the next 30 days, would you be willing, if I could, would you be willing to give me a 2-minute testimonial over your 30-day journey, a success testimonial 4 weeks down the road? If I could knock off, put $500 down now and then $500 down in the next 30 days, would you be open and willing to give me back 2-minute video testimonials? So now, the moment they say, yes, I would be willing, they just committed now. And you just got an inch closer. There's a couple other ways, guys. I'm giving you 3 ways right now. You just got an inch closer to the close. Hey, by the way, if I could support you at 50%, help you out today at 50% over the next 30 days, why am I doing that? Because now I'm future pacing my client to say, hey, by the way, over the next 30 days, when we do XYZ with you, I'm going back into sales. I'm selling you one more time. They gotta have the reminder of what the benefit was of partnering up with us in the next 30 days. When and if we get you an ROI in the next 30 days, would you be willing to give me a 2-minute video testimonial? Now I'm saying, number one, I'm certain about my product over the next 30 days. People buy certainty. People commit to people that are more committed than themselves. Hey, by the way, if I could, help you out on the investment today, and let's just say get it at the fraction of the cost at 50% off, so you put $500 down today. In the next 30 days, when we get you a return on investment, I'll put a 30-day game plan for you in place. Would you be open and willing to make me back a 2 to 3 minute video testimonial on the 30-day journey of us partnering up together? Just in the first 30 days. Maybe I'll ask you one for another year. Would you be open and willing to do that? Yeah, sure, boom. I want you guys to go over this video one more time. That was just 3 different ways. Number one, I try to get to the bare naked truth and go back in for an attempt. Number two, I try to ask them, how can you justify the investment, and then get back their emotions to try to go back into sale. Number 3, this is the one where you could say, hey, if I could, would you? Because guys, the job, again, get something, keep them part of your ecosystem. If you can't discount, get them inside of your ecosystem somehow. If you don't have the ability to discount, I don't know, downsell a light bulb, downsell an ebook, something to keep them inside of the ecosystem. Don't let them get cold. The job is to keep them in the campfire. So in the beginning of this conversation, what did I say that we had to do? The job was to keep them in the conversation. What I like to say is keep them inside of the campfire. The campfire means just don't let them leave. Keep them inside of the ecosystem. Some of us, we just say, okay, well, when do you get paid? Next Friday. And then we have nothing to keep them inside of the ecosystem. That's like they took a piss in the woods four miles down. They're never coming back because you got them outside of the campfire. I want to keep them inside of the campfire. That's the job on the 3rd attempt. I want you guys to watch these 3 steps again, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Don't forget, again, to like and subscribe on this video. And if we get over 10,000 views, we'll make another video. And by the way, how awesome is this new board that we just got inside of the office? I also want to give a huge shout out to Vibe for sending this over to our brand new Sales Dream headquarters. This board is phenomenal. Guys, this is gonna allow me to pour in so much value into you guys and the new people coming inside of our socials every single day and every single week. We can do critiques on this board. We could play videos. If you guys ever have a role play scenario, we could put up your video on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side. I could pause the video. I can go back and forth, what you did right, what you did wrong, what I would fix up, the word tracks, etc. So this is so amazing that Vibe was such a great company, okay, to send us over a new Vibe board to use inside of our headquarters to serve more of you guys. You guys should go check them out. It's Vibe, okay? Vibe, you guys can see it maybe right here. The Vibe board, it's amazing. You guys are gonna see so much, if not a lot or all of our content when it's long format training content using this board. So we appreciate you, Vibe. And for everybody watching this video, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.